The following program is intended for a mature audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
This I've got to see.
It's worth watching, so stay tuned.
There we go. Welcome to the C-Note Show, gentlemen. Wednesday, April 14th, 2021. You're here because you want to be on fire in your own life, whether you're rocking out like Rob Piotrowski on his guitar. If you guys haven't been to our private Facebook forum yet, guys share some deep, vulnerable stuff, including the creative that they do. He made a video for his father that was amazing. So if you guys are on our Facebook group, you're missing out. Welcome to the show. Part of being here live is you get to connect with the other men here around the world. You can privately chat each other in Zoom, or you're going to see the videos that we have to cut out of YouTube for, like copyright and music copyright issues, things like that. So one of the benefits of being here is you get all the cutting edge stuff, and we curate the show every single day brand new. There's no copy and pasting going on here, guys. So I'm Mr. Jeff Allen. This is Cynthia Kruse. She's the only woman allowed on this show for her professional feminine perspective. If you haven't met her, this is Cynthia. Thanks, Cynthia.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I always, every day for a year, sit here and feeling what an honor and a privilege it is to be in this space with you and all of you. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. I was actually just mentioning I had a call with Steve Horseman, I think 2 days ago on Monday, and I was mentioning it's been a year of the C-Note Show and catching up on how things are going and planning a like big retreat somewhere in the world. We'll see what happens as far as the world opening up and everything. But yeah, even the lauded Steve Horseman tips his hat to our 1 year, the C-Note Show. I love Steve. He's phenomenal. He's been one of my mentors for 6 years, going on 6 years, something like that. I met him when I was facing the shit, just like you may be right now, or you're here to learn new skills, the 3 forms of confidence that we talk about, the why, the what, the how, the behavioral skills, the emotional control, and the spiritual why. What are your values? So spiritual to me means something I can't put my hands on, I can't put my finger on. It's a concept. It's like love or values or virtue or integrity or patience in that moment. That's why have patience in the moment. We're actually going to play into that today. Our theme of this week and last week has been warrior energy, the Carl Jungian archetypes, the 4 archetypes: king, warrior, magician, lover. And we've been focusing on the warrior. Question for today. So what would you do if you were this man? How do you respond when your wife asks, why do you want to be with someone that doesn't love you? Why do you want to be with someone that doesn't love you? And often on these questions, or every day actually, which is often on these questions, I say, think about where this man is. Where is he emotionally right now? And what does he want right now? So whenever we're checking in with ourselves, whenever we're journaling, or if we're supporting another man, you want to start with right this moment, or right the moment that he wrote that, and then take a step from there. Turn your shoulders, understand where you are in the map of this work, and take a step from where you are. But you don't want to jump ahead. You can't cross a bridge that you haven't come to yet. So start with where you feel this man is and what do you think he wants? How do you respond when your wife asks, why do you want to be with someone that doesn't love you? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Come on in.
I don't have to. What would you do? I've been there. She's facing her own insecurities. She's bringing a lot of, down energy to you. And the solution isn't to bring more down energy to it. I think that's a way of giving time to give her space and show confidence that you're still kind of holding your values in place, not pandering, not flailing, not sacrificing everything in that moment, which I had to learn the hard way too. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a tough spot.
Yeah. So
she's obviously
from
bringing
experience,
long-term.
right, Sorry, you speak from experience in this spot, right? So let's go back to where do you think this man is right now, right? Where were you in that moment when you experienced this emotionally?
Insecure for sure. Just just wondering kind of how far this can go. Like if it gets any worse, like is this the end of it, or should I start thinking about moving on, or how can I take care of myself while this is going down? And that was all extraordinarily difficult. But I wrapped myself in a lot of things that brought me at least education, if not joy. Really focused on my kids. And the more I pursued, the more I pressed to make her feel better or feel better about the relationship or see me in a better light. And that just made it worse. That was just like kicking my feet in the quicksand. I just kept sinking deeper. So I had to remove myself from the situation a little bit and just pursue my own growth.
Yeah, sure. And 1 minute ago, you were saying something about not losing yourself in the moment, or not. I don't remember the exact words. Not burning everything in that moment. So, are you basically saying? Because my shitty go-to in the past was to get upset, defensive, and then try to correct.
Mine too.
Yeah, right. So that doesn't work too well. That might work on the football field, or when you're working with your other guys, or with your colleagues, or whatever it may be. But that's completely different, right? So what have you learned in that spot for your own self now? What kind of energy do you have in yourself, or what process do you do, Hans?
Okay, so I meditate a lot. I try to get it done in the studio and manage things for my family business and for me. And I try to be as just wacky and zany with my kids every time he's not like doing schoolwork, or the 2-year-old's not in a total meltdown. But yeah. The other thing I came to realize is that the problems on her end were a lot deeper than just the way I was behaving in the marriage. Like there were some things that had to be vetted out that just she wasn't willing to share. And that all came out and it started making a whole lot more sense. Like I can't tell you what's going on with his wife that she's maybe not even realizing that's affecting her, or she is and she's just keeping it to herself. But there were some I've been pretty open about some of the issues that are going on with my wife, for better or worse. But all that came out like way after the fact that we were melting down as a couple. And it just put a perspective on it that, it wasn't all me. It wasn't anything that I could have controlled in the moment. There was no amount of nice things I could do to her to fix it. And that took a lot of pressure off. Yeah. On my end,
Right.
So I guess when the pressure is off on my end, I stopped putting pressure on her end. So, well, not stop, but less.
Yeah, that's the last 15 seconds of what you just said. And I mean, of course, everything that you've shared throughout the past year we've known you, Hans, has been phenomenal. In the last 15 seconds there of less pressure on yourself, so much of it is not my fault, right? And no amount of nice things that I can do or say are going to help in this moment, right? So back to what you were saying before of, okay, so you focus yourself, you turn your shoulders, you play with your kids. Is there any other cherry on top or icing on the cake that you'd want to add for this man right now?
I think not over pursuing is a big deal. And then hopefully when you're able to share some of your own things that you're working on, your own missteps and pain and things like that, then maybe she could open up too about some things that are just maybe not on the surface. It really helped for me too to have an arbiter to help her understand my point of view and me to understand her. So we have a good counselor after a disaster of one that could be an interpreter. It's like, well, no, he's not being a total asshole right now. No, she's not totally, she's not wishing you death right now. It's like, it's yeah. It's something that had to be like, our languages weren't quite syncing up and she wasn't willing to tell me the really deep, hurtful things that were affecting her.
Mhm.
It just was this festering, silent, just, I don't know, treatment from her to me,
Yeah.
and me flailing my arms trying to fly. It's just not going to work.
To watch the rest of this episode for free and other episodes, go to greatmenmovemountains.com/VIP. Punch in your info and watch the rest for free.
Get more affection, love, and sex in your marriage. Get less paralyzing fear and rejection. Never miss an episode. Watch anytime, anywhere, 3 a.m. on the toilet. Get full episodes. GreatMenMoveMountains.com/VIP. The C Note Show.